We are doing this live right now. I'm producer Wiggins with Back to the Digital, and Lenny Maiocco, he's hanging out with me today. Remax Alliance. We do this every week to kind of update you guys on everything for real estate, but especially in this time when COVID's going down. So, Lenny, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Like I said at the end of our call last week in our interview, in our stream, I'm excited. Forget about it. I'm excited.
Forget about it.
I'm excited just to get going again. And I'm sure everybody out there is just kind of like, are we really getting going again? Yeah, let's get this going.
Yeah,
Let's
we
do
are.
this.
We are getting going again, and so we're going to get into that. But let's give a quick update on everything that's going on with the funding, because last time we talked about Cabbage.com and the PPP, and things had changed even since that time we talked, where they ran out of funding for the PPP, and so we ourselves, we just went to the SBA.gov not too long ago, and they're not even accepting applications right now. So what does this all mean, Lenny?
Yeah. So here's what's happened. You and I have had some real success. I mean, both of us have, in the last few days, have received some funding from the SBA because we filled out those applications, and that was the relief fund, the $10,000 request. And since that time, as you can see here on the screen, they have basically stopped all applications. They're not receiving any more applications because the SBA ran out of the funds, and the funds have been all used up. The people who applied and did it quickly, and I hope you folks did and listened to our advice, are going to hopefully see some funds. But not to worry, when the applications are starting again, get on it and do it right away. Check daily on this because they are trying to come up with another stimulus package. And I think they're going to have to. So, but you know, we've seen success from it, haven't you? Did you get
No.
did you get a direct deposit in your account, that free money I was telling you about?
I did, and I thank you, because I went to Cabbage.com and I filled out everything in there. But this was not the SBA, and that website is different than the PPP, right? Like so I applied for the
Right.
SBA disaster loan, and that's what was deposited in my account. But for me, my first question was like, well, can I still apply for the PPP? Are all my applications that I sent into the PPP still relevant? How does that play a factor into what that SBA money that was given to us? What does that mean?
Right. Absolutely. Good question. And I don't have all the answers, but you can apply for both. Okay. So, but you can only apply for the PP, the Payback Protection Program, if you actually have W-2'd employees. Okay. That's the only thing it can really be used for. The COVID Relief Act was basically just for entities, small businesses, and you didn't have to really show, you have to show your revenue versus your expenses, and you name your employees, but you don't have to provide proof of the employees. So there's a big difference there. So if you don't have employees, if you're like, I have 4 or 5 entities. You can ask my accountant why, but one of them is an S corp, and my wife and I are employees of that S corp. The other ones are just LLCs. So I don't have any employees, so I can't apply for the payback protection program.
Now, does
Every one of those entities qualifies for the COVID Relief Act.
But can you, if you're a sole proprietor, because I've applied for the PPP, but it said, hey, if you're a sole proprietor, you kind of are giving yourself a paycheck. There's no, you can't do that and apply for the PPP as a sole proprietor?
Correct. No, and I mean, don't mark my words on this, but you have to show proof. So how do you pay yourself, basically?
Yeah.
Do you write yourself a check? Do you W-2 yourself? Or if you 1099 yourself, meaning this is what I earned this year in a total amount, like an independent contractor, basically, which all real estate agents are, that doesn't qualify because you're not for the payback protection program, because it's just as it sounds. You're paying it's for paying employees of your company.
Yeah, to keep them stable.
Yourself,
yeah, that makes sense. To keep them stable in the
unless you're paying yourself as an employee, you would qualify. If you're not, then if you're just writing yourself a check every month, maybe it's 1,000 this month, 2,000 next month, 10,000, whatever that might be. If you don't have documentation, like a W-2 that
Mm-hmm.
shows that you're actually being paid as an employee, then you don't qualify.
Ah, that's good to
And
know.
you have to use 75% of whatever they give to you has to be used for wages.
Which is why you said last
Otherwise,
week
they
it
might.
was so important to save that money or have that in the savings to document that, because if you're not using it for that purpose, you will have to pay that money back because it has a strict
Correct.
purpose of what it's supposed to be used for.
Right. And the other 25% you can use for expenses like if you're leasing a place, or leasing an office, or leasing office equipment, those type of everyday needed business type items that you have to expense to operate your business. You can't just write yourself a check and go out and eat on it. It
Yeah, yeah.
has to be. They're going to ask for documentation. You're going to have to show them your W-2s if you do your payroll through ADP. I do my payroll through QuickBooks. They're going to ask for that information. They want to see it in order for them to give you the money. And then when you get the money, you're going to have to show that you spent that amount for wages. Does that
Wow.
make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So let's move on. I think cabbage.com and all those resources that we gave them last week, SBA.gov. Hopefully they will, if they get more funding, which it seemed like they passed that recently, you can still apply there. But I think you gave enough information on the PPP that it helped me, and hopefully it helps everyone else out there. But let's talk about Monday. A lot of things are happening Monday. We're being released into the wild, if that's the best way to put it.
Good way to put it. Yeah, Monday is here in Colorado. The governor has basically stated that the stay-at-home lockdown is now officially over, in the sense that certain industries, like if you need a haircut, and no, I don't need a haircut. This is actually my haircut, but you can actually go get a haircut on Monday, and there's going to be procedures you have to follow, and that the hairdressers are going to follow, but that's one of the businesses that's allowed to reopen. Most of the businesses are going to be allowed to reopen. People are going to be able to go back to their office and work. And that said, like I told my family this morning, it's not like, okay, back to normal. It's
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Practice social distancing, protect yourself, protect others, protect your family. If keep your distance 6 feet or more. If you're not feeling well, don't go to the office.
Yep.
Perfect excuse to skip work, right? But really, it's all opening up. Basically, they're opening things up again on Monday, but they're not opening the restaurants. This isn't official yet, but it seems like they're going to wait another 15 days. May 15th, the restaurants are going to be able to open up and actually allow guests to eat in the restaurant.
Well, it's almost like sneaking out of your parents' house, right? Like when we're released into this, you have to be very quiet. You have to be very methodical. You have to be very delicate with every step that you take, because you don't want to wake up the parents. You don't want to wake up the virus and have it kick back up. So I think that it's real important to remember that. And I think that we talked about the steps that we've been doing for videos and helping to create that personable relationship for people that maybe they want to see a house a little bit more depth and detail before they actually go to the house. That way they're not spending 5-6 houses a day. They know, hey, this is my list of the top 3 houses that I want to go to. I've already looked them up, and you're giving them a great resource with the iGuide to actually see these houses in addition to what we're doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the iGuide is totally separate from what Wiggins and I are doing as far as producing real live videos. And here it is on your screen. And you hit it right on the head, Wiggins. It's great for buyers. And most of the buyers are online now anyway. Most people are shopping before they pick up the phone and give me a call to go look at homes. And this is a great way to get into a home, 3D virtual tour. This property is going to market on Sunday, and showings will start on Monday. This is an Anthem Ranch, 4761 Wilson Drive. Sweet, sweet property. What I love about this 3D tour, and you've seen others out there, is you can see whenever you're in whatever room you're in, this happens to be the master, is the floor plan is there. so you know where you are in the house. If you've been on other 3D tours, and I'm not going to name them, but this is called the eye guide, and what I love about it is just that the floor plan's there. You know where you are in the house. You can walk through the house, feel it, understand it, and then pick up the phone and call me if you want to see it. So, like I said, new listing coming to market here at the end of the week. Well, Sunday, to be honest with you, and showing start Monday. And this is Anthem Ranch. This is a 55 plus community. So you have to be 55 years old or older to live there. I'm excited about it. It's kind of the new world that we're living in. I mean, technology is amazing, but it's what people want, and it's a great resource for people. You're saving time. You can really get a feel for the house. Is this really what I want? Is the kitchen got what I need? Is the master bathroom what I really, really want?
Well, I think there's a twofold effect to it, right? Because I think you see the pictures, that's step one. You get the virtual tour with the eye guide, that's step two. And then step three is making that connection either with you or getting a description of this property, because that's cool. I'm looking at the house, but what about the community? What, like knowing that about the 55 up? I don't want to be looking for a house and not realize, oh, this is 55 up. So I think we're the third step in what you and I are doing together with Back to Digital and Remax Alliance is saying, hey, here's the information on it. So you saw the photos, you saw the 3D tour. Here's everything else that we can give you information on. And then now is the time for you to schedule that tour and see the house for yourself without having to risk your health or see everything like multiple houses.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great property. And by the way, the view behind me is on the back porch of this property. So you have a view from your evening kitchen all the way out to Long's Peak.
Oh, you're not there right now? Yeah, are you there right now, Lenny?
Yeah, I'm sitting there right now.
See, I'm trying to look for you in the tour. I can't find you.
Yeah, no, I'm not there. That's it. Yeah, I'm not there, but I am.
But you're not. So let's talk about the next important thing. So step one, step two, step three. Let's go to step four. The house is being bought. People are moving forward with it, or maybe they're about to sell their house. You have a partnership with Clean House Colorado that can actually disinfect the house, and tell us about that.
Yeah, so the COVID obviously has brought a lot of changes to different industries, and one of them is the cleaning industry. When we sell homes, obviously we like to deliver them to the new owners, clean and ready to go. But now it's not only clean, am I protected? Were there people in here that maybe infected it, and I could get something from it, whether it be COVID or whatever. Clean House, I'm not partners with them because we're not partners. I don't have any financial relationship with them, but I use Clean House a lot to help me, get my properties in order, whether it's ones I'm selling or my property management company, getting them ready for re-rent, that kind of thing. But Clean House has gone a step above. They have there's actually a certification now for the COVID virus. They have been through a lot of training. They've bought a lot of new equipment, and they're going to go out to the property. Obviously, it needs to be vacant right after you close or right before you close, and clean it and disinfect it. And just go to their website there. We'll put it on there. Again. I don't know. Is it cleanhousecolorado.com? What's the website there?
Cleanhouseco.com. Cleanhouseco.com.
Cleanhouseco.com. Yep. He's a friend of mine. His name is Cesar. Great guy. Really concerned about making sure properties are fit and ready to go for new owners. And one of the few companies in Colorado that's spent the money and the resources and invested in new equipment to be able to provide this basically disinfectant completely, like, I don't even know another word for it. I mean, just takes the property right down to ground zero. You're safe to go in, and there's a certification behind it. So it's really a great product. And if you're interested in it, just look them up and get it scheduled. If you're closing on a house soon, or in 2 months or 3 months, just get a hold of them. And I tell you what, I'll throw this out there. The first 5 people who close with me this year from this ad and this
The stream.
this stream, I'll pay for that cleaning.
That's awesome. No, that's great, and I think that that's the biggest concern. You're getting a new house. You're like, who lived here before me? What, like, were they clean? Did they have the virus? Like, you can be a little scared about that. So I guess that's the final
Right.
step.
Not only that, but inspectors went through there. You might have had some contractors go through there in the process of closing. So there's a lot of things that could happen, and this, kind of takes away one more worry that you shouldn't have to worry about when you're getting into a new house. You're excited.
Yeah, no, agreed. Lenny, let's just keep this going, man. And I think next week, as everything opens up, our world is going to get a little bit busier. So hopefully we'll be able to do these in person together instead of the Zoom. We could still go live with everyone, but it'll be together. So we're not having to do these Zoom chats without actually being able to hang out and be in person. So that's going to be a relief to
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
It'll be great. Well, Lenny Maiocco, if you need to get in contact with him, Lenny, spit out that info about how everyone can find you. If they need a realtor, they need to sell their house, they need to buy a house, how do they find you?
Yeah, or you want to lease out your house. Call me anytime, 720-201-1114. I always respond. If I don't pick it up, you'll hear from me right away. I'm here to help and help you maximize anything you want to do in real estate. I really look forward to putting you in the right position and making the best of it. So forget about it. Help us out. Help yourselves out. Stay healthy. Stay distant, but reach out. Reach out. Even if you don't want to talk real estate, if you have a question that, anything about real estate, I'm willing to, I'm always there. I'm a resource for that.
Well, I think we're gonna take these live when you and I get in person. We're gonna take this live with everyone, so that instead of it's me and you going cameras, we're gonna go live with them so that they can interact with us. But until then, we're released into the wild on Monday. Lenny Maiocco, RE/MAC Alliance, back to the digital. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like Lenny was saying, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep your distance because we're being released, but we need to stay safe. So until next time, we'll see you guys next week. We're out of here. Forget about it.
Goodbye. Peace out, folks.